Welcome to Empire Total War. United Provinces played on hard. It's the second part of the sea battle. We've got a hopscotch, or a mismatch I should say, of scrappy, damaged Dutch ships, although we've got 12 of them. We're mainly 6 rates. We've got quite a few brigs in there as well. We've got a sloop that we're just getting off the battle area because it's so much in danger from the Spanish fleet bearing down on it. You're getting mixed up between ships and fleet there. He's got 3 4th-rate ships of the line, and he's also got a sloop in there, so his sloop has managed to catch up with my sloop and bring in his big heavier guns as well, so it's really important to me that I get the sloop away from the action. I've just taken it completely off because it was so at risk. Here's the rest of my fleet coming in now. We're in a terribly hopscotch fashion here. We have got the wind with us, which is good. My intention is to get my bigger ships as quickly as possible, and unfortunately it's going to be the lighter ships that have got there first because I rushed to the aid of the sloop. If you remember from the previous video, we ended up on the complete opposite side of the battle area to the sloop as well, so basically his force cut us in two, which is a bit strange because the sloop was sent on ahead of our main fleet, so our main fleet should have just been behind it. So we've got we're going with the wind, like I say. You can see me twisting and turning. That's not because I'm having to tack. That's basically because I'm wanting to get some fire in against these big heavy 4th rates before they start blasting away at me. They're coming straight towards me, as you can see. They want to get in amongst me, both sides, because they've got big, heavy, powerful cannons on there, and like I said to you, they're at full strength as well. We're not too worried about taking casualties. We've got ships that we'd probably have to disband anyway if we didn't fight with them. You know, brigs, lower level type ships that really are just not good enough anymore to compete with these what I will call now modern navies. So there's one of our ships already right in the middle of the action that's been blasted from all sides. That's looking like one of the first casualties there. The main thing is that we come away with the prize money, whatever it costs us in terms of our own ships. If we lose a ship, it's going to cost 200, sometimes 300 in terms of the payments that we would make to them throughout a turn. If I were to lose 5 ships, in other words, I've effectively gained, or rather saved, an expenditure of 1,500 per turn. You know, so it's not too much of a problem for me really now, losing some ships. It is very, very important to me that I capture these 4th rates, though. So we're getting in amongst them, and it's basically a case of almost like modern British destroyers against the big battleships, the German battleships. Doesn't matter if you lose the destroyers, we'll build new ones and we'll build better ones, but what we do need to do is take out the danger. That's what they were thinking about, the big battleships at the time. What I'm thinking about is about how to take the prize money. You'll notice there's no messing around with chain shot or grape shot or anything like that. It's all about damaging these big ships as quickly as possible, and part of the reason for that is I need to take some of his cannons out as well, because they're big, heavy hitting cannons. If you ever look at the statistics of these kind of ships, then you'll realise he can just blow mine out of the water. Okay. Yep, we've got 3 ships now, either wavering or routing. Also, when you're in a mess like this and you've got ships all over the place, the temptation is to, and I would do normally perhaps, is pause everything, find out who's firing where he's going to be turning next, disable fire so you don't get any crossfire across your own ships, etc. I'm not too worried about that. I want to make it as fast paced as I possibly can for you guys that are watching it, but unfortunately you are going to see a bit of a mismatch. The main thing is keep turning your ships. You know, I've explained before in previous sea battles that if you remain on one side, then, you know, let me give you an example. 20 cannon firing against 20 cannon. Yeah. On one side, you hit 5 of his cannon, he's down to 15. He hits 5 of yours, you're down to 15. Yeah. So you've now got 15 guns, and he's got 15 guns. The only thing is that you've hit one side. So effectively you've got 10 guns on one side and he's got 5 on the other. You turn your ship round and you've got 10 guns on that side. So next time you're firing 10 guns, against his 5 guns. Yeah. So you're going to be more successful. So his 5 guns might only take 2 of yours out, yeah, taking your 10 guns on that side down to 8. But you might take 3 or even 4 of his guns out, or even all of them on that side. So you get the picture. Twisting and turning a ship means that you've continually got an advantage over the guns, and that's something I really do need to take account of. Something that you're not seeing in this is me checking as well on the left and right fires, because you can see how many guns that I've got on one side. In other words, if you've had a ship in a previous battle that's taken so many hits on one side that it's hardly got any guns left, there's no point in turning that ship. There's no point in having 20 guns on one side and 1 on the other and then turning it round to fire just that 1 gun. You're better off continuing with your 20 guns. It really is a complicated thing fighting with ships. It's a bit like a chess game, so don't be afraid to pause the game. Make sure that your firing is disabled when other ships are around, and you'll see, I don't know if I explained this before, but if you take off your automatic fire and you want to do the fire manually, you do need to press the fire button twice. So you see the on the screen down to the right, on the bottom right, you know, where you've got the arrows turning left and right, etc. Just look below there. You can see at the moment I've got automatic fire showing on there, and you can see I've got cannon ball on there as well. Just to the left of the automatic fire, you can see the basic firing from the left. The circle over to the right is the firing from the right to the ship. If you hover over that, it will tell you the amount of guns that you can fire from that side, and whether it's worth it to you even turning your ship. Okay, we're going to board anything that we see that's routing. As soon as it's routing, I'm sending brigs after it, anything quick enough, risking the brig being blown up on its way, of course, but sending it out after routing ships. Not much time left now. Our routing ships, by the way, do come back. They don't disappear. I've never known a routing ship not to come back onto the campaign map. They are badly damaged, of course. You know how sometimes with units on the battlefield, you'll find if, say, you've got a dozen or so left, they might well come back on the campaign map. That's certainly not the case. With my understanding with fleets, they always come back regardless of numbers, unless of course, you know, it's taken so many hits it actually sinks. I think you can see now that those big 4th rates have had a lot of hits from a lot of ships at close proximity. They outrange me as well, most of my ships, so you do have to get in close and go toe to toe with them. They are hard hitting ships as well, so you do take big risks doing that. What I've been doing is mixing my ships around, moving them in, different ones, relieving others, you know, taking fire from them. There's a bit of grape shot going in there to reduce his numbers, just for a bit of fun really, before we finally dock. And that's his last ship. His others have already surrendered, so I just need to take this one, and that's the end of the game. Okay, hurried through that. You can see all those nice ships that we got there. 3 4th rates. The sloop, we knew that was a risk. That blew up. His sloop, I should say. We managed to get ours away. I speeded up the sinking of the ship there as well, so if you've got any squeaky voices or strange sounds, that's why that was. We're at the end of the turn, if you remember, so we're just doing all the usual things at the end of the turn, checking the recruitment report, making sure that any technology thefts that have failed, we go back in for and we get them again. Okay, and this is us in the winter here of 1716. Now, one interesting thing is we built the barracks now. If you remember, I left that school that's got a gentleman in it who can promote research. I left that one open, ready for the research of the socket bayonet. That's the one thing I like to have more than probably any other technology in the game. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.